Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Jamie TV. This is now actually going to be the fourth episode in a series of videos where once again I'm recording a kind of experimental instrumental thing using my iPad. Now in episode 1 I put down a drum thing using Maker Noir, which is one of my very favourite apps, and I showed how to get more from MIDI when using that particular app. And then in part 2, I recorded some cigar box guitar using Nembrini's excellent PSA 1000 Junior to give me a sound. And then in the third episode, all I actually did was I transferred that project over from Cubasis 2 to Cubasis 3. Now in this episode I'm going to begin by recording some bass guitar, and I'm just going to show you now how I've worked out the part that I'm going to record. So I just sat down with the bass and put the track on, and the first thing that just sort of naturally came to me to play was this. And that seems to work most of the way through the track, and is of course about as difficult as putting on a hat. Now I don't mind playing a really simple bass part if that's what works best for the track, but I'm much more capable on bass than I am on any other instrument. I mean, I play a lot of things, but bass is my main instrument. So I thought, well, I'll just see if there is anything more to put in there. So what I did was I worked out the line that the cigar box guitar is playing on the bass. So it goes something like right. So then what I did was I tried to take those little bits from that line and see if I could find something in there that I could transfer to the bass line, or kind of change it into something that fitted with the bass. And yeah, you know, there were quite a few bits in there that worked in the bass line, but none of those bits actually sounded as good as just going like this. The only thing that I found was the very last bit of the line, which goes I just took that down an octave and played it like this. And I thought, well, the end of the second line is different, right? Because and so I'll work out what that is, and that'll make a nice little variation in the bass line. So the notes I'm playing here are B flat to G. Now the end of the second line goes, which turns out to be B flat to G. But I didn't realise, but I mean, when I worked out the cigar box guitar part, I didn't analyse too closely what notes I was playing. I was just trying to find some cool things. But it's played a very different way on the cigar box guitar from the first time around, so I didn't realise it was the same notes. So all I'm doing is I'm playing that at the end of every line. And then there's a bit further into the track where I repeat the melody line on the cigar box guitar, but develop it. I take it a bit further. So on that bit I'm opening up the bass part a little bit. I get just a little bit more adventurous on it, but apart from that it's all pretty basic. So let's get it recorded now. I'm going to add some audio tracks in Cubasis 3 and we'll get on with it. Some people subscribed to me recently who are completely new to mobile recording, and they're watching my videos, amongst other people's I'm sure, to help figure out how this is done. So I'm going to take a little bit of time out along the way here just to show a few bits and pieces work, because the app that most of them are looking at is Cubasis 3. Now the first thing I notice is I'm recording my iPad screen here with my iPhone. I'm also doing screen record. But if I just use screen record when I make the video, you can't see what my fingers are doing, which is a shame really, because it comes out much better quality recording. But there we are. So what I notice is that I've got the bright background setting on Cubasis 3 here, and it's really glaring on the phone. So I'm going to go to setup up here, and the second thing down in the left hand menu is arranger. First thing up here, look, is background color, which I'm going to change from bright It comes with grey, which is I think that's the default setting. It is, yeah, that's the default setting, I'm sure. But it also has this dark mode, which I'm going to try today, which I call Batman mode. So let's go with Batman mode, and the next thing we need to do is we need to add 2 audio tracks, because if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that this bass has 2 outputs, and I like to record both of them. So we go down to the plus down at the bottom here and press add and click on audio and audio again. So that gives me 2 new tracks to play with. Right, now I'm gonna go to track 5 and up here click on track 5 again, and I can change this to bass high and click on track 6, and again up here bass low. If you don't know what that's all about, it'll become apparent later. So let's get the bass on and get this part recorded. That went fairly well. I did fluff up one note and I had to stop and record the last bit of the tracking again. But apart from that, pretty happy with that. I've had a listen through, all the notes are right. The timing's just about near as damn it. I'm not saying it's absolutely perfect, but it's kind of this track. I don't want it to sound like, you know, I recorded that one bit in absolutely perfectly and then copied and pasted it right through the track. I want it to kind of sound very human, have little glitches and mistakes in it. Not mistakes, but, you know, imperfections. I want it to be very real, like a living, breathing thing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And what I'll do is I'll leave the bass as it is. And actually the same goes for the cigar box guitar. I'll leave them as they are for now. And then when I get to the mixing stage and I've got more instruments involved, then I might get to a point where I need to just, you know, I just hear a note that just wants to move a little bit, you know, and I'll do it like that. Rather than kind of going in and zooming right in and looking at the lines and pulling each note onto the line, I'm just going to do it by ear and hopefully keep it sounding very real. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please do give me a thumb up. Maybe subscribe, ding my bell, leave a comment below about what you'd like to see from me in future videos. If you'd like to contact me to ask me about anything I've done in this video, feel free, you're very welcome. My email address is down there for a reason. and do feel free to add me on any social media you like and get in touch. I welcome all that stuff. If you stay tuned for the next episode, which I've not recorded yet, but I will be doing tomorrow probably, I will be laying down some mandolin, adding to this track with some mandolin, and I'll tell you a little bit about this model from Pilgrim. If you didn't like the episode, then if it makes you feel good about yourself, then by all means, give me a thumbs down, diss me in the comments. You will not keep me awake at night. Anyway, I've got to go now. It's time for my tea. See you later.